Hey Dr. Moore, how are you doing? My name is Julian Miller and I'm here giving you my introductory video and just a little glimpse of my life and myself. Well, again, of course, I'm Julian Andre Miller. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I recently just turned 25. I moved up here once before in 2020 and I was attending Georgia State University. During that time, I would say it was a lot going on with COVID and everything, so that's what made me go back home. And I had then went to Bishop State Community College in my hometown, and I had obtained my associate's degree in liberal arts there until basically the world opened back up and I had more of an opportunity for an on-hands experience with going to film and television school and learning, sharpening my writing skills and how I am on set and casting and all that nature. I would say what brought me back out here was really my drive, and I've been dedicated to wanting to come out here since I graduated high school in 2018. When I first had in my mind I was gonna come out here, I told myself, I said, I don't know, I told my little brother, I said, I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna get there. And that was in 2018. And less than 2 years after that, I was able to move up here. So I always just kind of already had that, where there's a will, there's a way, find a way or make one. I kind of already had that mentality in my mind that I know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to do ever since I was a little boy, and I know I wanted to be great at it. I didn't want to just say, oh, this is what I do, or I know, or I'm self-taught. And nothing's wrong with being self-taught, but I wanted to make sure that with the information that I have self-taught, that I have even more with having Clark Atlanta behind me and obtaining my degree and really learning and knowing how to do this and do it correctly and be successful with it and make people want to fall in love with the characters and the stories that I create. My biggest thing, I would say, my goals, I would say, is to have my own film production corporation. I started my business in 2018. I got my business license and my LLC for Julian Andre Films, and I mainly just been writing and filming my own stories. I have helped other people direct another project from a friend of mine who just graduated from Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama. And I've always done theater, plays, and school and church and everything. When I first came up here, my biggest thing was getting my name out here, was networking and wanting to work with other creatives, other filmmakers. So when I first came up here in 2020, I actually networked and met some people that were going to Clark during that time. They kind of just really, I want to say, helped me get my second project going. They kind of helped me know how to get the funding for it, how to market it and everything, because the marketing with my second project did better than my first one. And when I had worked with those students from Clark in 2020, I want to say, it wasn't 2020, it was 2022, 2023, when I worked with those people, that was when I decided, I'm like, I need to, when I go back and finish school, I don't need to go back to Georgia State. I need to go to Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta, I felt it was just put directly in my face for me that this is where I need to go, this is where I need to be if I want to thrive in my career. And working with having my co-writer and the assistant director, my script supervisor, having everyone that was on set graduated from Clark. Even my DP, he graduated from Clark and he has a master's from SCAD. I felt like that was God telling me this is where I need to be. So this is what really brought me here, and gaining over 780,000 streams on that film. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Clark. Let me see. I would say with AI enhancing digital storytelling, I feel like it is gonna have like a shift in the future, because it can make people lose jobs. I would say if a lot of people is using AI enhanced, digital storytelling, you might have more people, instead of writing their own scripts, using AI to create their scripts. And even though it might be less time consuming, it's not creative. You're kind of gonna lose the originality. You're gonna lose the uniqueness, because I feel like AI is gonna find something that is gonna like mirror, mimic another show, another movie, and just pull a piece from that, pull different pieces, and it's all different pieces of other people's work. So AI can be good, but it can also be damaging. It can be very damaging to a new filmmaker because you want people to love and grasp and fall in love with your work and build your audience. And you can't necessarily do that if you're pulling and copying from this movie, that show, this play. It's not gonna work. Um, that is why I take dramatic writing. That is why I'm always going to networking mixers and different writing classes outside of Clark because I want to sharpen my writing. I want to be able to write monologues. I want to be able to um, create complex characters and stories that people, millions and billions of people around the world can relate to. Because if they can relate to the character, then you can create appointment television. Appointment television is they're going to be there every week. If you have a show come out at 8:30 p.m. every Thursday, they're going to sit down at 8:28 to get ready, prepare for this show to come on. They're going to make sure that they're there every week supporting. That is appointment television, and that is what I want to create, not only for myself, but for the talent that I work with. Because if we can create appointment television, we can have a show that's in syndication. Having a show in syndication is 100 episodes, and once you do that, you'll forever get those royalties from that show. For example, the show Sister Sister by Tia and Tamara Mowry, they'll forever get royalties each month from that show because it has reached over 100 episodes. The show Girlfriends, created by Mara Brock Akil, Tracy Ellis Ross, Golden Brooks, they will all receive royalties from that show for the rest of their lives because it reached over 100 episodes. And to me, that's almost like that's being able for an actor to retire. I'm sure you guys can tell I love storytelling. Storytelling is my passion. That's the only thing I know. I always tell people this has to work for me because it's the only thing I know how to do. This is what I love to do. I've been acting and writing since a kid. I have scripts since I was 10 years old. I mean, they're kind of trash. Not as good as what I can do today and what y'all have taught me at this school. But I've always wanted to tell stories. I've always wanted to create opportunities for talent to express themselves and use themselves as a vessel. And that's another big thing. I want to, not only when I get established here and blow up in the industry, I want to also bring these resources to my hometown in Mobile, Alabama, because it's very small. It's under 500,000 people there, and there's a lot of talent that has came out of my city, and I feel like we don't have these resources like Hollywood or even up here that we are open to. And I want to bring that back in. Hopefully people in lower Alabama can experience that and can be able to network and get around in the industry. Another thing I would say, one of my biggest accomplishments were the release of my 2 movies. Those are my biggest accomplishments because I could have been graduated college by now, and I want to say I look at my movies as big as me graduating college because I put so much time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into my stories. I stay up all long nights writing and creating my stories. I travel so I can listen to different people. I go to the bar so I can listen to the person on the side of me, interact with the person next to them or the person in front of them when they're talking to the bartender, listening to dialogue so I can create characters, these relatable characters. And that's how I do it. And I feel like it's a ministry. It's my ministry as well because I can talk to people. I can teach people through the screen, through the lens. You can see yourself. And if you're comfortable with seeing yourself or seeing someone that's like you on set, it makes you like, It makes you want to watch, want to engage, want to know, okay, what is so intriguing about this character? Let me pull out all the layers and unveil all the colors. And that is my biggest goal. I would say the steps I would need to achieve this goal would be staying focused, working out, because health is wealth, working out every day, staying focused, being committed to school, networking a lot while I'm in school, learning everything I can learn, taking notes, putting myself out there, volunteering, doing internships, working on other people's projects, not looking for the money. Excuse me, not looking for the money, but to be there to network, knowing how to properly run a business, building a team. I would say that that is the biggest thing I need to achieve. Building my own team so this can prosper and be successful, and not only for me but the entire team. Another thing I would graduating college as well. Being successful film director and graduating from the illustrious Clark Atlanta University are my two biggest goals right now. And getting my next project out. I have my third movie. It's a love story called Brick Love, and it's starring Amber Rain Smith. She's the leading lady in Tyler Perry's Netflix show Beauty in Black. So we're in post-production for that currently. So I'm super, super, super excited for that. I feel like it's the perfect time for it to come out. We shot it last summer, and it's perfect timing. So I would definitely send you that as well, Dr. Moore. And I would say I have truly enjoyed this class, and thank you for allowing me to turn this video in last minute, even though I didn't start in the class on time. So thank you so much, and hopefully you got to learn a little bit about myself.